To perform operating room lateral transfers with slide sheet, a minimum of 3 caregivers are required. Take a single slide sheet, fold it in half, and fold it in half again. Once folded, the slide sheet is placed under the patient's head and shoulders. The sheet is placed with the open flaps near the patient and the folded end against the bed surface. Standing beside the bed and facing the patient, use your hand at the head of the bed to grip and hold the open flap of the slide sheet. With your other hand, reach under and grab the folded section of the slide sheet. On the count of 3, pull the folded section of the sheet down toward the patient's lower back. Count and pull a second time. The slide sheet should be under the patient from head to bottom. Place the stretcher next to the OR table and lock the brakes. To assist with the transfer, a slide board may be placed under the folded slide sheet to help bridge any gap that may exist between the two surfaces. On the count of 3, one caregiver pulls the top part of the folded sheet, one caregiver pushes against the patient's shoulder and hip, and the third guides the patient's lower extremities or head. Many OR lateral transfers will require a 4th caregiver to ensure both head and lower extremities are guided. While 2 caregivers support the patient, the slide board and stretcher are removed. Once the patient is properly positioned, the slide sheet is removed. This is completed by pulling the top part of the slide sheet down toward the patient's lower back and pulling the bottom part of the slide sheet up toward the small of the back. The slide sheet is tucked under the patient from one side and pulled through on the other. Once the OR procedure is complete, place a folded slide sheet under the patient. This is done by unfolding the slide sheet under the patient's head and shoulders as before, or tuck the folded slide sheet under the patient's sacral spine or small of the back and open in each direction. Once the patient has been transferred to stretcher or bed, remove the slide sheet and stow for safety. To ensure patient safety, we do not transport patients on slide sheets.